M for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect those of the PFC Entertainment Network or any of the affiliates that make this show possible.
This is the Pure Fury Creations Entertainment Network.
From the gridiron to the ball diamonds, from the hardwood to the ice rinks, from the fairways to the octagon and everywhere in between. If it makes headlines, it's fair game on the Sports Reel podcast on the PFC Entertainment Network. And we welcome you to the Sports Reel podcast live across the platforms of the PFC Entertainment Network. Along with Tim Sheridan and Eric Mendal, I am Jason Clouse. We certainly appreciate you tuning in here this week. An action-packed week in the National Football League that we're going to be looking back on. And with that, the Detroit Tigers have started their post. First of all, the fact that they made the postseason was nothing short of a low-key miracle because we were on the verge of an epic collapse.
Jason.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes, sir.
We don't want that negativity right now. We do not need that negativity.
What I'm
right
saying is they came today in game one against the Guardians, and they had the game that they needed to have. It was a statement game. It was a definitive win, and Tarek Skubal was exactly what we needed him to be. 14 strike. 7 2/3 innings worth of dominance, and
Eat 'em up, Tigers.
The Tigers are now one game up on Cleveland. The Chicago Cubs followed suit. They beat the San Diego Padres 3-1 in game one of their series, and right now at this hour, the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees are playing game one of their series, and later on we will be seeing the Cincinnati Reds and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Postseason baseball is here, gentlemen, and I'm excited about it.
I'm excited too, and I really, really want the Tigers to go to the World Series. But just for the fact that it would be nuts for an Ohio World Series, I really want that to happen too. Not going to lie. I would love for that to happen.
I worry, Eric, if we were to get an Ohio World Series, aside from the fan bases in that state, I don't know if anybody else is tuning in for it, if I can be honest with you. I mean, there would be some degree of interest as far as the Cincinnati Reds are concerned, because they're historical. They're like one of the oldest teams in the league, right?
Okay,
Yes. But
I gotta do more MLB research.
As far as Cleveland is concerned, you know, even when they were playing the Chicago Cubs in 2016, more people tuned in to see if the Cubs were going to win instead of if Cleveland was going to win.
And think about it. Think about it. This year, you could have an Ohio World Series. Then next year, you could have a Super Bowl Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, sure.
You could, because Aaron Rodgers is playing pretty good and the Eagles are undefeated. So that would be
keep saying that, because every time you say it, he comes out the next week and looks like shit.
Tim, shut the fuck up. Just saying, like that would be something nuts too. If you had a World Series sitting the 1 year and then a Super Bowl and the same year, that'd be pretty crazy.
It would be. I'm trying to think back of when we had the last time we had an interstate championships series of any regard, and it's got to be baseball. I remember Oakland, Oakland. Oh, goddamn! Who did Oakland play that year?
All right, we can't talk about this. How does that win make you feel, Jason, about the Tigers winning? Are we on the same page here where we're happy they did not get that break? Because last time they had a break, they went to shit and it showed. Now are they going to keep this momentum from winning game one, going to game two? Because game two's in Cleveland, correct?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So they got to go in there tomorrow and win. And if they win, they move on. Is this the moment
Well, they just played in Cleveland today too, because they didn't win the Central. They lost the Central.
I know. That's what. Yeah, they should have won the Central.
So the whole first 3 games are in Cleveland, correct?
I should have put $100 on them to not win the Central a couple months ago, and I would be a millionaire right now.
Yes. All games in this best of 3 series will be played in Cleveland.
So they gotta win tomorrow, and it's it. Then they're out.
Yeah. Yep. Then they will be moving on to play the Seattle Mariners, who are awaiting the winner of this series. On the other side of that bracket, as I mentioned, it's the Yankees and the Red Sox. The winners of that will advance to play the Toronto Blue Jays. That's how the AL has shaped up. But to answer your question, Eric, a couple of weeks ago I sat on this very program and I questioned where the sense of urgency was at with the Detroit Tigers. Here it is. And when there is a sense of urgency, this is when they tend to play their best baseball. I don't know if they had the absolute shit scared out of them coming into the last week of the regular season, because as fans, we were over here shitting bricks, man. Like I know I was. I'm like, they are really on the cusp of the wrong side of history here. Now, the sidebar to that, the biggest collapse, the New York Mets. And
we're not the biggest. That's all that matters.
No, you're right, because we advanced to the postseason. The Mets are sitting at home with the second largest payroll in all of baseball that they thought was going to guarantee them the pennant for the National League. That has not happened, and there's a lot of animosity right now in Queens because the fan base of the Mets are going after the heads of the owners. Like, where is the return on all this? Bringing Juan Soto over, that was supposed to be their magic ticket to the Wolves.
Just because you spend some money don't mean it's going to happen. You got to have that chemistry, and you got to have the right people in the locker room. You got to have the right manager. Everything's got to line up. Winning a championship in one of the major sports in the world, probably the hardest thing to do. Probably it has to be. It has to. Hands down has to be. I still think, in my opinion, the hardest trophy to win is the Stanley Cup. I really do. I really think the Stanley Cup is the hardest one to win.
It's a gold medal in curling.
Why do we have him on this fucking show? Why? Like, can we just come on?
I have posted the link in our live chat. If you're following us on Facebook, you hit that link. It will bring you into the show live with us as we're doing this. If you have thoughts, you have opinions of what we saw earlier this afternoon, what we can anticipate tomorrow with game 2 of the wild card. Tim, were you able to watch any of the Tigers this afternoon?
I watched the whole game earlier. I was sitting at home. Well, I missed a little bit of it because I had to go pick up Chase, but as soon as I got back home, I finished watching it.
How'd they look, Timothy?
They looked really good. Scuba looked awesome. The bats need to fire up a little bit more. Still waiting on that.
They fired up enough to win.
Yeah, but they barely won by the skin of their teeth, and Vest ended up closing the thing out, and he gave up a triple. Well, it wasn't even his fault. It was actually an error that gave them a runner on third with 0 outs, and Vest ended up cleaning that up and getting out of that. He made a great play off a short hit right out in front of him. Instead of throwing it to first, he ran up and tagged the guy out as he was trying to come home and tie that thing up. Really, really competitive game. I mean, Scuba pitched well, Vest pitched well. Even the one that gave up that triple was on an error. So it wasn't even on him. Overall, the team looked good, but the bats definitely need to heat up. My worry is now that we have Scuba, obviously he's our ace. We got that first win out of the way. that bullpen, or not the bullpen, but that starting pitching rotation has not looked the best over the last couple months. So that just scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I got spam calls fucking calling me 24/7. I'll put this on silent. I'm sorry, Timothy.
Yeah. So my worry is, we need a strong outing tomorrow, and we need those bats to pick up. Because without those bats, I worry about that rotation heading into these playoffs. Even if we get past Cleveland, is our rotation strong enough to carry us through another series and then through another series? You know what I mean? So that's my biggest thing. But they look good today. They did. I mean, Dave brought up, Jim said because the starters are fucking awful. That's why. Exactly. I mean, we have Scooble. The rest of them, they started out the year hot. They haven't been hot since. So we need
They're going to pick it back up. They're going to get that frying pan flipping. They're going to be hitting them fucking strikes.
I would hope so. But I'm hoping that, they can kind of get on a run like they did last year in the postseason and kind of get it fucking back going, because it's about time.
Negativity right now.
I'm not being negative. I'm being a realist.
You're saying hope. They're gonna. You can't be hoping. They're gonna. You got to believe in them.
I'm a realist, bro.
You're gonna believe in them.
They need to take some.
If you're a realist, you'd believe in superstitions in sports, and you've changed a jersey every time the Lions have won. I've worn the same one. I'm the only one keeping their winning streak alive. You're changing your jersey every week.
Still a Lions jersey.
It's still a different number every time and a different name on the back. I have the same one on every week.
I'm showing love to all the players that were hot the week before. And like fucking Amon-Ra has been on fire this year. Maybe next year or next week I wear a Hutchinson jersey because he had a fucking hell of a week too. But we'll get into the Lions here in a little bit. Anyways, yes. Jason, how do you feel about, I mean, you were probably sleeping when the game was going on. Obviously it's kind of...
I'll have you know, I actually watched this thing today. I could not sleep, Tim. I went to bed probably around, 8 o'clock. I was back up at 11, and I could not go back to sleep.
That's why I was drinking coffee right now. It's 6 or 7 in that night.
What's his morning time?
It is too, being a third shifter. So I was able to watch this. I watched this game and I watched the Cubs game. And like, I'm a happy motherfucker right now because both my teams won. And the Cubs are looking good. I was a little bit worried about them with this series with the Padres. But they went out today, handled their business, back-to-back home runs. It's always a good thing. And man, Wrigley Field was on fire. And that's the thing that I felt bad about, is that the Tigers having to play in Cleveland. Cleveland is hostile territory for Detroit. And I was worried about, because this is still a young team, man. And with the way they had been playing in the last 2 or 3 weeks of the regular season, I was like, God bless America. Are they going to be able to get their shit together? But this is where that sense of urgency had come into play. I called them out on it on this show. And when they came out right out of the gate, I'm like, okay, this team is ready. Like, they're focused. We had Scooble. Now tomorrow with Casey Mize being on the mound, this dude is going to have to put up, no doubt. He is going to have the best performance of his career tomorrow in Cleveland, and I think he is. He's capable of it, because Cleveland's rattled. They went in there. They had an aura of confidence, because they won the Central. They came from behind, won the Central. They were overly confident in my view. So I don't know if that played out a hand in what happened here today. But now's not the time to be counting out the Detroit Tigers, and this is very much what we saw this time last year. They stumbled into the playoffs and then made a run. Not as deep of a run as we would have liked, but still made a run. And I'm anticipating we're going to see much of the same here tomorrow.
Yeah, they just need to get back to the form they were at the beginning of the season when they went through the hardest part of their schedule. They get back to that and they can dominate. They've already proved throughout the season that they have the ability to dominate teams. I mean, they were the best team in Major League Baseball for the first half of the entire season. And then they got back there for a moment. You know what I mean? They got hot again. So they have the ability. They've just been on that weird roller coaster of the ups and downs. And they're kind of on a down streak, so they're due an up streak right now. Statistically speaking, after losing those games, that last series to Cleveland, they're due one anyway. So there's a good chance that they'll probably go out there and they got a good chance to win this thing tomorrow. And it would be nice. I don't want to have to go Cleveland for a third day. Give them a little bit of rest. Not an extended period of rest, but get them to that next series. They just need to turn this thing around and get hot again, and they have the ability to do it.
They were hot at the beginning of the season. All-Star break happened. They went cold, and then they got warm. They did not get hot again. They got warm. They have not been hot since the beginning of the season. They've been mediocre. If they're going to turn it on, they need to turn it on now. And they have not been hot since the beginning of the season. And I feel like both of you can agree if you really look at their record and how they played. Beginning of the season, they were on fire. All-Star break happened. They slumped hard. And they didn't really pick it back up. They could not get that mojo going. The manager even said he doesn't even know what's going on. So that's great. The guy in charge doesn't know what the hell's going on. They have not picked up since the beginning of the season. If you're going to pick up, it needs to be right fucking now. You got game one under your belt. You're going into Cleveland confident. You need to go in there again and just 2-1. 1-0. You need to get the win and get out there. A win's a win. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you win, as long as you win. And it's like maybe if you sweep Cleveland, you'll get that confidence back and you'll go into the next series against Seattle, and maybe you'll beat them. You need that confidence back, and I think if you sweep Cleveland, you'll get that, and then maybe they can start playing hot again. I don't think they played hot since the beginning of the season. That is my opinion. I will die on that hill. They've had Spurs moments where they got good. Or they got warm again, but they didn't stay hot. Because if you stay hot, you're going to win multiple series, multiple games, and they did not.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. Because it's not going to get any easier moving forward. Seattle, and I said this from the jump, Seattle was a team I was worried about.
Yeah, but you've beat Seattle. You've beat Boston, and you've beat New York. You can beat all those teams, and you beat the Blue Jays. Anyone can be beaten, but can you turn it on at the right moment? And this right now is the right moment where they can sweep Cleveland, and that will give you that confidence in that locker room. We have a real shot to get to the World Series, boys. We could do, we could have made history by getting the best record in the MLB. But if you hoist that trophy, it don't matter. The matters is you hoist that trophy at the end of the year. That's all that matters.
I think one of the biggest things that's really going to put this team back on track is if you have a confident manager. Because a couple of weeks ago, and you just made mention of it, he came out in a press conference and said, I don't know what the hell is going on. Bro, that is what you're paid to do. Like, this is your team. And if you're not confident, how in the blue fuck are you expected to motivate your players to bring their A game to the field, especially at this point? Because that is what you are paid to do. That is literally your job.
Let me put it this way: like, look at Dan Campbell when he first got hired. His opening speech was so many people were doubting him. This guy's crazy. This guy's this. Look at him now. Brought him to the NFC Championship, 15-2 record. The third year they started off slow against Packers. Now they're just cruising along. When you have a manager or a coach that believes in his players and they believe in him, that does everything.
So
absolutely.
Let me ask you this, and on the not so bright side of this thing, because now we're in the season right now, and I mean, we're rooting on the Tigers to go all the way this year, and they have the ability to do it. They showed in the beginning of the season that they can dominate. If they don't make it very far in this postseason, do we still consider this a successful season, being such a young team?
I would say if you sweep Cleveland and go into Seattle and you take it to a game 5, I'd say it's a successful season. You have a very young team, and what you guys did this year is special, but you got to build off that. Would I love to see a World Series out of them? Yes, but say you win the first series, win the second. But if you don't win the second and you go to a game 5, I'm happy with that. That you went into late October in baseball. I'm happy with that.
I would tend to agree. I would say it would be the same as it was last year. Like there was no real movement forward. And that's the way I look at it. Like they got to that point last season. And it just so happened when they lost in the divisional last year, it was to Cleveland. And I think that's why it stung so bad, because it was a division rival. Going in and having, let's just say worst case, they do get to a game 5 with Seattle. I guess with that being said, yeah, it would be a successful season because Seattle is low-key dangerous, man. And I'll go ahead and say it. I'll go on record with it. If the Seattle Mariners are to advance to the ALCS in any way, shape, or form, they're going to the World Series. Nobody's going to stop them because nobody's going to give them a chance. I can't say that right now with the Detroit Tigers, if I'm being honest. And it would be too easy for me to sit here as a homer and be like, the Tigers are the best team, and they are my favorite team, and I want them more than anything to go to the World Series. But if I'm looking at the field the way that it is now, the way the postseason brackets have shaped up, if Seattle gets past the divisional round, I don't give a rat's ass if it's Boston, New York, or Toronto. They're not beating the Mariners. They're not doing it. The Mariners, if the Tigers don't do it, the Mariners are going to the World Series as the American League champions.
All right. I will. September 30th. Jason Clouse said it. I will believe. I'll stand by that.
Is it September 30th already?
Yeah, tomorrow's October 1st. Tomorrow is the start of October and bow season.
I haven't even shot my bow.
Neither have I. So we're just gonna shoot hopes and watch football. But in my opinion, nothing's gonna be low. Like if you make it to the postseason, I want you to win the World Series. But if you make it to the postseason, you're building off something better. And okay, so say you lose to the Mariners, you have to build off that. What do you need to address? You need to address the starters. You need to address your bullpen. You need to address the weaknesses of your team. So next year you can go all the way, or at least a little bit farther. Say you win the divisional next year and you go to, the next round. You need to go farther in it. You can't just keep plateauing at the same. So yeah, so say you go to a game 5 at least this year, you went farther in it and you're making a run. You need to address the problems you have in that locker room and who's not performing and get there. As long as you build every year, you'll make progress. And right now the Tigers have a very solid team right now. You just got to fix the little problems that you have and you'll be fine.
My question is, though, it's not so much us because we all follow sports and we kind of understand that aspect of it, that it's all building over a period of time. Like what we consider a successful season to the average Detroit fan, whether it's in baseball, football, basketball, hockey, if you don't hit that milestone of making it to a series or a Super Bowl, or a Stanley Cup, most of them feel like it's a fail of a year. You know what I mean? Like most people bitch like last year when the Lions got knocked out in the first round there, or I should say the divisional round. They fucking thought it was a fail of a season because we got knocked out by Washington. Everybody thought that the Tigers failed last year because they didn't make it to the World Series. And it's like, fuck, we didn't even expect them to make the postseason and they went on a hot run. You know what I mean? So you have to my thing is like the majority of the Detroit fans are going to shit on them if they don't make it because it's either win it all or you fucking suck.
You know what we call them?
Bandwagon fans.
Exactly. So fuck bandwagon fans. If you're not a true fan and you don't know what's going on, then fuck you.
But at the same time, at the same time, we need those bandwagon fans because those are the motherfuckers that are going to pay the shit ton of money at these parks.
That's true.
To go in there and watch these guys live, and that allows us to spend a little bit more money.
Who the fuck is this Eric guy in our comments? I'm the Eric. Fuck this other Eric. Fuck you. I didn't make no fucking comment. I don't like this guy already. It's only one Eric, and I'm the Eric.
Oh man!
But no, if you want to be a bandwagoner, like I seen on Facebook, like the first week, why did Detroit get a new defensive coach? I'm like, you literally have you just pay attention when they're winning. That's it, and that pisses me off. Just like when Stafford back in the day, why is Stafford throwing this? Why is Stafford doing that? I'm like, if you don't know the true game of football, just shut up. Shut the fuck up. My opinion.
That's what drives me crazy is you get people who are going to come at us, me personally.
Well then.
With reckless, they're coming at, well, if this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. And what they're doing is, Eric, they are reading headlines from Facebook.
Yep. 100%.
And they don't. You could tell by their argument that they're not paying attention.
Okay, how about this? I will put you up to the plate, and I want to see you hit a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And if you can do it, hats off to you. I'll give you the best offensive line in the NFL. Let's see if you can gain 1 fucking yard running. If you can't, then shut up. These guys are the cream of the crop, top of their position, or top of their sport. And you're not going to pay attention to more than just when they win. In my opinion, fuck you. That's how I feel. That's why I don't go to bars when I watch the game. That's why I don't go to Buffalo Wild Wings when I watch the game. I don't go anywhere because I just hear the chatter from everyone else, and it pisses me off. Sorry, I'm like 8 beers deep right now, so it's like, yeah, I'm a little riled up. Tim needs to catch up. I
understand that. And you said something, just a second ago. Do you know what it's like to be staring down a 98-mile-an-hour fastball? Now, I know what that's like, and I'll tell you how I know that. Not because I played in MLB, but if you go to Louisville Slugger in Kentucky, if you go to their plant where they make the bats, they have an exhibit in there. Jim Burgett will back me up on this because he and I went. And you can stand in a batter's box and see what a 98-mile-an-hour fastball looks like. You ain't hitting that motherfucker if you're not a professional baseball player. You know what I mean? Like, it is something scary to see a ball flying at you that fast.
And that's why when they take it to the face or the head, it is like Screwball, the last series with Cleveland. The concern on his face said everything. Because even though you're playing against these guys, most of the time when you're playing in the division, you're good friends with them. You see them twice a year. You talk to them. Like, yeah, so that's like when that shit happens, it's a big deal to them. They're like, oh, he gets paid millions. Get up. No, that dude took a 100-mile-an-hour fastball to the face that could. If you hit him right, he's dead.
Absolutely.
He could die right then and there on the field. And it's probably happened in the MLB, unfortunately. Then just like, Tyreek Hill breaking his leg Monday night. Like, that's huge. Like, stuff like that matters to them more because they understand it. Because the average Joe will never see that.
Right.
Because I remember being a kid and I threw a baseball 58 miles per hour. I was like, damn, that's pretty good. Not even close to the pros. Not even close.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, it puts things in a whole different perspective.
100%. Yeah, that ball probably flew by you so fast you had no idea what to do.
I do have to say, I've never seen a 98, but I have hit off of a 95-mile-an-hour pitching machine.
That was probably
both
crazy.
Left-handed and right-handed. So it is possible.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but it is. The odds are very slim.
It is possible. I just brought that up because most people, Tim,
don't do it.
They haven't experienced that. It's
That's
one
correct.
thing to see it on TV. It's one thing to see the graphic on the screen. Oh, that was on 98-mile-an-hour fastball. But it's another.
I could do that. Why are they not doing it? Yeah, it's just the chitter chatter from everyone else. But we could go on and on about this.
I'm still going on about it.
We don't have time for that. We got to talk about football.
I want to hear what Jason had to say at the end there.
Go ahead, Jason. Sorry about that. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm very good at that.
No, I was just saying, most people, it's easy to sit there and talk shit when you don't know what you're talking about. As a fan, if you're going to be a fan, be a fan. But if you are a casual observer and if you're being honest and you're just
bandwagoner
is another word. Don't come at me knowing that I actually pay attention to what the fuck is going on and try to tell me that I'm stupid, because I could sit here for hours and break out statistic after statistic. This is why things are the way they are. And then they're going to come at me because they read a headline on Facebook or they saw a 15-second clip on TikTok. That is a very tip of the iceberg. If that's what you're basing your whole argument on, I just need you to do me a favor and shut the fuck up, because make yourself look stupid.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yes. I 100% agree with Jason. Tim, I just want to tell you, you're a bitch. That's all I want to say.
That was very rude.
Known you for years, I can say that. Well, let's get into the NFL. We had a hot week. Let's update everyone on our records, because there's stuff on the line now. I'm in last place. Very upset about that.
Exactly where you should be.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
You're horrible at this. This is why you don't do good at fantasy.
I actually took time yesterday, went back to when Isaac Valeni was on the show.
Okay, so you went all the way back. Okay.
I week 1, and
okay.
I have
Read the records. Let everyone know where we're sitting at and what we got on the line.
To see that I went back and actually wrote the shit down week by week. Right now, where we're at through week 4 of NFL, based on our predictions, Tim is 37-26 in first place. I'm sorry, that's wrong.
It's 41.
41-23.
Yeah, get a little ahead of yourself, bitch.
I right now am at 37-26, and Eric is at 36-27. Now,
fucking, I hate this guy. Fuck you.
What screwed all of us up was the 40-40 tie on Sunday night between Clouse and Green Bay.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid.
What a hell of a game, though.
Stan are the ones that fucked this up for us. Why am I not surprised? But it was a good game. I'm not gonna lie, but they screwed it up. They screwed it up for everybody. Now this week in particular, Tim went 8-7.
Okay.
I went 8-7. Eric went 5-10.
I tried taking some upsets. Like Arizona was going to win that game on Thursday, but then when their kicker,
but they didn't.
They did not. But when their kicker didn't go past the 20-yard line and set Seattle up at the 40-yard line already, and they needed a field goal to win it, fucked me. I needed their tight end to get 8 more yards, and I would have won my fucking parlay. I was so pissed. 8 more fucking yards. I was so mad.
This is why I don't bet on sports. But what do we have on the line again?
It's we go to dinner. And we pay for the 2 losers pay for the winner's meal and beers.
Oh, I thought the loser pays for the other 2s.
No, the 2 losers pay for the win. So say me and Jason lose, we will split your bill.
So when
you can rack up a fucking $100 bill and we gotta drop $50. That's what it will come down to.
We might have to make this a whiskey night, because I can get into some expensive whiskeys.
Hey, we all agreed to it, and yeah, the two losers pay for the winner's meal. That's
So-
what it comes to.
Real quick, are you keeping active track right now, or do you want me to keep active track as we think? Because
I feel like Jason's already got a notebook. I feel like we'll write down our picks right now at the end of the show, and he'll keep them ready.
okay, so he's already got it ready. Okay,
Yep, he's already went through week 1. Yep, see, boom, he's already ahead of it.
rock on. So when we get to that point, we can active track from now on, so we don't have to have somebody sit back and listen to our show, even though it's a great show to re-listen to. I've been known to listen to our show again a little bit. I listen to many shows on the PFC Entertainment Network, including the Close to the Heart podcast, which is Jason and my wife had a great episode this past week. I listened to that one. I loved my wife's stories, how she had to like ruin all of my stories, which we didn't even get into the stories today because we were all running behind with technical difficulties, which I do have to admit some of that was on me because I do stupid shit. I'm a dummy. Not gonna lie. Like I somehow turned the volume down on my fucking computer, and we couldn't hear
My hair out.
Jason.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Jason, you were fine. At first, it was fucking weird. We were getting a weird echo. That's why we were late today, and we're kind of running behind. But anyways, let's get into this week in the NFL because this was a hell of a week. We had a lot of good games. First thing I want to say before we even get into this week, isn't it fucking crazy how many games have been won off of block field goals this year?
Insane.
Yeah, special teams are playing huge factors into games this year, and it's fucking mind-blowing. It's fucking up, just like Eric said. Sometimes it fucks up your parlays because the special teams just fuck everything up. But it's been amazing. Special teams have stepped up this year. But let's get right into it because I do have some stats for some games. And then we'll go over the rest of them because I only do handpick ones that I kind of watched. Anyways, we had the Steelers 24 over the Vikings 21. Obviously, it's the Vikings without JJ. I didn't think JJ was going to be much to begin with anyways, and he hasn't really proven to be much. Vikings are kind of shit this year, and it's great because they're in our division. But anyways, for the Steelers, we had Aaron Rodgers, 200 passing yards, 1 touchdown. We had Gainwell, 99 rushing, 2 touchdowns. Metcalf, 126 receiving, 1 touchdown. Pretty good showing for the Steelers, but they did it over a weak team. Like I said, Wentz went for 350 for 2 touchdowns. It's a good fucking week for them offensively. Their defense kind of shit the bed, though. Mason, 57 yards rushing, and Justin Jefferson was held to 126 yard receivings, no touchdowns. Right into the Buffalo game. This one I actually didn't get a chance to watch. The Buffalo didn't look that hot in this one. Saints, I mean, we've all pretty much agreed that the Saints are probably one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. And the Saints kind of stayed in this one for a while. Anyways, Allen went for 209 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Cook, 117 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. Shakir went for 69 yards, receiving, 1 touchdown. Compared to the Saints, where Rattler only went for 126 yard passing and 1 touchdown. Kamara, 70 yards rushing. And Shaheed, only 47 yards receiving. The biggest surprise this week is in the next one. I did watch some of this game, but the Patriots 42 over the Panthers 13. I think I missed this one last week because I think I called for the Panthers to win this one because I was trying to join the Jason train and it fucked me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tried to believe in your Panthers, but Drake May came out this week. Looks really good. Are we seeing something for the future, or did they just play the Panthers? It's hard to tell. The Panthers have been up and down this year. Like one week they look really good, and the next week they kind of look like shit again.
That's been their result for a while.
Yeah, like
besides 2015.
Yeah,
Right.
like 15 they did pretty well, but
They went to the Super Bowl. They did very well.
Yeah,
They did very well.
They didn't win it,
didn't do pretty well. They did very well. If you make it to the Super Bowl, you did very well that season.
well, then we could say that the Chiefs do very well every year.
Besides this year,
I don't know. They looked real good the other night. We'll get into that game in a minute.
Who did they play? Yeah, that's why.
They played the fucking Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens are a dumpster fire after the Lions spanked them. They didn't know what the fuck happened.
They played one of the best teams in the AFC.
They're not one of the best teams in the AFC.
Where the fuck did I leave off?
They have no defense. They have no defense.
Which is surprising. Well, we'll get into that game in a minute. We'll talk about their defense once I get to that game. But
There's nothing
anyways,
to talk about. They don't have a defense.
we'll talk. Fuck.
That's not the right button, but I hit a button.
That button doesn't shut off. My favorite plays in the NFL are the tush push and the nipple twist. I like that.
I love
Dave.
the nipple twist.
Nipple twist is the greatest.
More
play.
like grab him by his dick and twist it. That's what I like.
Was Eric even old enough to drive in 2015? It would have been close. It would have been close.
It would have been.
Yeah. Anyway.
Say that to my face, Dave. See what happens. I might kiss you.
Anyways, Drake May went for 203 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Stevenson, 38 rushing. Diggs, 101 yards receiving. On the Panthers side, we had Bryce Young go 150 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Hubbard, 49 rushing. And McMillan, 62 yards receiving. Then we'll get on to a really good game, the Eagles and Tampa Bay. This one, didn't this one end up with a special teams thing at the end there too? I didn't watch this one, but something weird happened in this one where the Eagles ended up winning. The Tampa Bay Eagles.
The Eagles won. That's what happened.
Yeah, but wasn't there a weird fucking play at the end that caused them to win? Or am I thinking about a different week?
I think it was a different week. This was a very close game where Tampa Bay almost pulled away with it, but they did not. I didn't watch a lot of football this week because I had a party to go to Sunday, but kept up on it.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, Hurts, 130 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had 62 yards rushing, and then Goddard, 37 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Tampa Bay side, Baker went for 289 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Irving, 63 rushing, and 102 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. Good game. I didn't get to watch this one, obviously. I mean, you guys talked about it on the other podcast there, the Close to the Heart. We've been super fucking busy, so I haven't been able to watch as much football as I normally do. Really good game. That could have went anyway. I don't even remember which way we picked that game. Did we pick the Eagles all the way clear on that one? Or did I pick Tampa Bay on that one?
You and Eric went with Tampa Bay. I picked the Eagles.
He went with the Eagles. He was smart there.
Maybe that's just my hopes that the Eagles get knocked fucking pegged down here pretty soon.
I'm going 16-0 this week, motherfucker.
We'll find out. Anyways, next game, Rams 27, Colts 20. This is a pretty big matchup because the Colts were undefeated before this point, and they've looked really good. It just shows, I mean, the Rams are pretty serious contender this year too. They're looking good. They're going to be...
No, they're not.
Okay. When we meet them in the playoffs and we're fucking worried about it, we'll talk about it then. Because they're going to be a playoff
Never
team.
Worried about Matthew Stafford after he left Detroit.
The Stafford, 375-yard passing yards.
Those rookie numbers.
3 touchdowns. Williams, 77 rushing. Puka Nacua, 170 receiving with 1 touchdown.
Call him Swiss Army knife, man.
Apparently, that's rookie numbers there. On the Colts side, Daniel Jones, 262 passing, 1 touchdown. Taylor, 76 rushing. Mitchell, 96 receiving. Now, we've talked about this before with fucking Daniel Jones leaving New York. This guy looks like a stud once he left New York.
He's a good quarterback. And, New York is kind of becoming the place where you're falling apart. Like, look, Saquon left, won a Super Bowl. Daniel Jones left. He's becoming an elite quarterback. It's all about the room. It's all about your coaches, your everything in depth in the locker room.
In depth,
like your quarterback room,
like Johnny Depp.
Yeah, pretty much. Like in your quarterback room, you got your receiver room. It's all about the coaches. It's all about the coaches. If you have the right coaches and the right facility and the right mindset, you're gonna do good. Look at Cleveland. Cleveland's fucking dumpster fire. They are every year. They have a good defense, but you had Johnny Manziel.
Green Bay.
They did.
Shout out to
you had
Green
Johnny
Bay.
Manziel. It felt like it was not right in Cleveland, and until they fix it, it will never be right.
Very true. And I just brought up Green Bay, so let's get right into that game. We brought that up a little bit ago, how it kind of fucked us on our picks this week. But Dallas 40, Green Bay 40. I did watch this game. It was actually a really good game, and it goes back to my point where I said when the season started, you go back to the show with Isaac Valenti. I said Dallas isn't going to be as bad as everybody thinks they're going to be. Are they going to make the playoffs? I didn't think so, but I thought Dak was going to come out and have another, possible MVP run this year. Their defense is what's giving them up right now, but their offense is actually Their offense has been flowing. Dak is playing at an elite level just like he does every other year.
Well, when you trade Micah Parsons, yeah, your defense go downhill.
Well, then why the fuck didn't Green Bay beat up on Dallas? Because
they did, but they just didn't win
defense hasn't. They gave up 40 points to Dallas. So
and they also lost to Cleveland. So yeah, so what do you want me to say here, Tim?
I'm just saying, I don't think that trade worked out as hot for them right now, but it's still early in the season.
I almost put $100 on Parson to get a sack, and I should have, because he got a sack in overtime.
He did, but that's kind of crazy that it took him that long to get it.
Well, that means Dallas's O-line's always usually pretty good.
Yeah, they've got a good team. I mean, they
have a mediocre team. They don't have a good team.
There's
a
bet out there. They have a good offense, is what I should say, because their defense lacks them. They do have a good offense.
Really. CeeDee Lamb's shit in the bed this year.
Pickens picked it up. I mean, let's get into these stats right now. Dak, 319 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Williams, 85 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Pickens, 134 receiving, 2 touchdowns. Pickens had a hell of a game. He stepped up to take that spot of CD, and he actually looked better than CD in it.
Well, he was CD's a drama queen. What do you want me to say?
He grabbed some contested catches. He looks really good. On the other side, you had Love, 337 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Jacobs, 86 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 71 yards receiving. So both teams, I mean, I give that game to Dallas's offense looked better than Green Bay's offense. Green Bay's defense kind of held a minute long enough because that offense just – I don't think Green Bay has the best offense. I don't think Jordan Love is that franchise QB that they're looking for, to be honest. I can't wait to have Isaac back on this show so we can get into this, because you kind of see that team, which everybody thought was starting out real hot, and then all of a sudden just kind of –
Well, yeah, because you beat the Lions in Lambeau, and everyone thought, man, this is Green Bay's year. We got Micah Parsons. We got this. We got that. It's like, okay, relax. Detroit did not do the right preparation for the preseason, and that's what happened. That's why we are not one of the undefeated teams. Can you name both undefeated teams right now, Tim? Can you, Jason?
The Eagles and the Bills.
Okay, Tim got it. Fuck him. Just hoping he wasn't going to pay that much attention. Hey, get off your fucking phone. We're doing a show. I don't give a shit who you're talking to. We're doing a show.
Talking to our people right now in the active chat, because that's my job. Anyways, so Jason, did you watch that game? You said that you thought it was an exciting game.
Yeah, I did. I actually watched it at work, and Green Bay had an opportunity to put this thing away, and like I found myself rooting for Green Bay, and like that doesn't happen. Because I just cannot root for
because they were playing for Dallas. You'd rather have Green Bay win over Dallas. I would too.
Can I say something right there before you go on?
No, you can't. Shut up.
I actually found myself rooting for Dallas just because I've been so pissed off at Green Bay with the Micah Parsons trade, and it's going to cost us so much more to sign Hutch. But go ahead and finish your thought there.
You think that, but it won't.
I understand that. And I understand why there is another, especially for Lions fans, a lot of them that I had talked to that I was watching the game with, they were rooting for Dallas because Green Bay is, of course, a divisional rival for the Lions. But I mean, this really put on display two of the better franchises in the NFL, whether I like them or not. I found myself like saying, damn, I'm pissed that these two teams are having this kind of game. But this is, I mean, if you're just a football fan, you really were invested in this game. And I think I fed a lot of energy off of Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth, because listening to their call on this game, like I was getting excited listening to get how excited they were for it, you know. But then when the tie happens, I was just like, fuck. There's
always one or two ties in the NFL every season. There's always one or two.
I'm like, this is going to really screw up our picks this week. That's the only thing I thought of.
Yeah, because now there's something on the line and all that, and I'm like, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, man, like you guys go to golf events and all that stuff, and I'm just like, this idea just popped in my head. I'm like, it's kind of late for this year, but I'm like, next year we should go to a away Lions game, all three of us.
I'd be down.
Because I I really wanted to go to Cincinnati this year, but then Joe Burrow got hurt, and I'm kind of happy I didn't. I'm like, I would love to see Joe Burrow and the Lions play because I'm like, those are two good teams. But now that he's hurt, I'm like, I wouldn't want to go to that game.
Yeah, they're not such a good team anymore because they didn't have a defense or an offensive line to begin with. They had Joe Burrow.
Pretty much.
It has been on my bucket list to go see the Lions play at Lambeau Field.
I could get on that. I could get on that. I could get on that train.
I won't step in any state that they're mass-produced cheese.
I mean,
shut the fuck up. You would go. I'd love to go to Lambeau Field just to see the legacy there. I would go.
That's it right there. The history of that stadium.
That's just like you know, like you're a state. Shut up. Shut up for a minute.
Hold on. If we were doing an away game, I'd much rather go to Chicago. One, it's easy access. We could catch the train. Two, we could go to Soldier Field, which has just as much history as
Chicago fans are worse than Green Bay fans. Fuck Chicago. I'd rather go to Green Bay.
Chicago's a cool ass fucking city, though.
That
yeah,
it
because
is.
they have a giant fucking bean. That's it. Fuck Chicago.
That bean's pretty big.
Chicago is a cool city.
I like Wisconsin because I like cheese. So we're going to Green Bay.
Oh, okay.
But also, what was I? Oh, god damn it! You fucking threw me off. God damn it, Tim. I was gonna say something to you. I'll think of it randomly and I'll yell at you about it. But I'm so upset. My train of thought's gone. Fuck
I'm
you.
sorry. I know that's frustrating as fuck.
It's so frustrating.
I wanted to.
Okay, Bob, I got it. Just like we were talking a couple weeks ago, you're a Spartan fan, but you want to go to Michigan, the big house, to see the legacy. That's what I'm at, and that's what Lambeau is for the NFL. I've been to the big house twice. I'm off subject. My buddy brought up, hey, there's a raffle for Michigan Ohio State tickets. You want it? You're a gamble man, right? I'm like, yeah, I'll throw $50 at that. I'm like, that is on my bucket list to go see Michigan Ohio State. I will throw money at that because I'm like, if we win those tickets, it's 4 tickets. I'm like, I will love to go late November to the big house and watch Michigan beat up on Ohio State because we have for the last 4 years. Now, I don't know the number right now, but I'm going to look it up in a second and I'll say it.
2,130.
It is 2,131. I would put money on you right now. God, you were close. But 2,131 days since Ohio State has beat Michigan.
All right. So either way, we gotta move on. We're
either way, you're a bitch.
Next game I want to get to is another one that I actually got a chance to watch parts of because I was burning a bunch of shit in the backyard and my grass kept catching fire because we haven't had rain in fucking forever. So it probably wasn't the best time to be burning because it was slightly windy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, probably
if you look at my fire pit, there's like fucking burnt grass out each side. Wherever the wind was blowing, it was burning grass. I was chasing fire around.
Nice.
I don't want to admit that live on air. Hopefully nobody from the township is listening.
Hopefully they are because we need more followers.
Anyways, yeah, follow us. I got it put out. Don't worry, guys. I didn't set the neighborhood on fire, but it came close. Anyways, it was the Kansas City Chiefs 37 over the Ravens 20. Exciting game. The Chiefs offense looked to be back to the Chiefs offense.
It was 1 week. Relax. It was 1 week. Fucking relax.
The biggest difference was Worthy was back. We got to see the Chiefs offense with at least their number 2 receiver out on the field, which opened up a lot more possibilities for the rest of the thing because they didn't have any starting fucking receivers. They were all, 3rd, 4th, 5th string fucking receivers.
Well, they had starting receivers because they were starting. So
they were starting, but they were like 3rd team. You know what I mean?
But they were starting, though, so they were starting receivers.
Shut the fuck up. You just want to down on my fucking things. Mahomes went for 270 passing yards, 4 touchdowns.
He couldn't hit 300? Wow, what
which
a bum.
pissed me off because my wife, I kind of screwed her because I told her not to start Judkins against fucking Detroit because their run stop is amazing, and he scored like fucking 17.5 points in fantasy. And I asked her, I was like, man, would you start fucking CJ Stroud or Patrick Mahomes this week against the Ravens? And she's like, I'd start CJ Stroud. He didn't do fucking shit. And fucking Patrick Mahomes put up 50 points up there. I'm like, son of a bitch. But anyways, Xavier Worthy.
Because you're bad at fantasy. It's okay.
38. I'm real bad this year. I'm fucking 0-4 in one league and 1-3 in the other.
Yeah, I'll definitely be at least 500. You suck.
Yeah, but I had a bad draft. It's so hard because we have so many people in our league.
Excuses.
Casey's offense, you mean the guys with the stripes on? Yes, Eric, exactly. That's who
I didn't say that. Fuck that guy.
No. You guys are going to team up. We've been talking about this in the chat. You guys are going to start a faction. You guys are going to rule the world. So the only thing you guys have to watch out. We're going to
start an E&E podcast.
Yeah. The only thing you guys have to watch out for is the Kyles.
Fuck
if you guys can get past the Kyles, if they're not drinking Monster, you guys are good. But if they're drinking Monster, you're fucked.
That's true. They'll smash all the drywall.
Yeah. Xavier Worthy, 38 yards rushing, 83 yards receiving. On the Ravens side, Lamar Jackson, 147 passing, 1 touchdown. He did get hurt in this game. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. So this might, depending on how long this injury is, this might be the season for the Ravens. They might fall into that hole with the Bengals where they can't crawl out of it. Justin Hill, 76 yards rushing, 1 touchdown, and Flowers, 74 yards receiving. Not a very good offensive output from them. But obviously with the injury of Lamar Jackson, they're not going to have that because he's at least, I would say 30% of their offense. Another 40% would be Henry.
Well, think
and then
about
make it up with Flowers.
Henry's fumbled a lot more this year than he ever has. Lamar's hurt and all that. So, yeah, this might be the year that Baltimore falls off a little bit. But it's like, I think everyone's figuring out the Ravens. They can't win the big game. If you stop, everyone's taking a page out of the Lions book how they stop the Ravens. You shut down the run, you keep a QB spy on Lamar Jackson, and you have a good secondary.
Which
Boom.
We kind of showed them that.
Yeah, and you won the game. You literally won the game. Lamar could not do anything, and that's what you needed to do. I think the Baltimore Ravens are getting exposed this year, and their defense is not that good as it was last year. They have fallen down a little bit, and it's hurting them.
I was talking about this at work with Devin, and it's like they have.
Dude, the Montgomery ran for 150 yards. If you would have guessed anyone to run for 150, it would have been Jahmyr Gibbs. But they shut down Gibbs, and Montgomery just came alive. And that's what's so hard about the Lions. You have a 1-2 punch. You don't know who's going to have a game.
The thing with the Ravens, we were talking about this. I was talking with Devin, and
Devin's a bitch.
They have. If you look at them on paper. They should have a good defense.
They should have a great defense and a great offense. They should be going to the AFC Championship every year. But they get exposed by what you have a good running backs and you have good receivers like the Lions. You expose their defense.
All I have to say about them is if Lamar doesn't come back soon and if fucking Henry doesn't stop going to the all-you-can-eat fucking seafood buffets with all that butter, they're not going anywhere this year. But anyways, let's move on from that game. We'll get to the game of the week. For us, it was the Lions 34 over the Browns 10.
It was a solid prediction they were going to beat the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're
not Green Bay, so we knew they were going to win.
Yeah.
Green Bay fucking sucks. Sorry.
Goff 168 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Gibbs 91 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. St. Brown's 70 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. St. Brown's been a fucking touchdown machine this year, and that's why I'm repping them this week. I almost thought about Aiden Hutchinson because he did get the game ball this week because he had a hell of a game too. Forced fumble, sack.
He's coming back. He's slowly getting back to the Aiden Hutchinson we know, but there was a very, very scary moment when he got the wind knocked out of him. And a lot of fans were like, "Oh my God, this is happening again!" And I watched his press conference. He's like, "Aiden, you got to get up." He's like, he just could not get up. Because you know how it is. You get the wind knocked out of you. It's probably top 3 things that suck most in the world. You cannot do anything, and you're gasping for air. You can't do anything. You're freaking out, and it's just it is not good. And to be in the biggest, one of the biggest names in the Lions team right now, and last year you got hurt, and it's you can't get up for a good 2 minutes. Every fan was freaking out. Every fan was fucking butthole puckered like a motherfucker because they did not know what was going on. They were freaking out because they thought he was hurt again.
Jason, right there, you're going to see a
highlight
comment from
is it Eric? Fuck that guy.
Dave right there. We need that T-shirt.
Oh, we do? Okay, let's see.
Yes.
Let's see.
That's fucking phenomenal. Did you pick the right one, the St. Brown one? Yes, the patron saint of yardage. I fucking love that.
It's not even that good. That's not even that good. That's not even that good. Dave,
don't you be fucking knocking
Dave,
that. You couldn't come up with that shit.
I came up hoping for the Pope, bitch.
But that was good.
Yeah, exactly. That's better than that fucking shit. Dave, you're slacking. Come up with something better.
No, Dave, I think that's incredible.
Tim's an idiot. Don't listen to him.
That's better than anything Eric's ever done in his life.
Possibility.
That's bad. I'm sorry. That was too far. I took it too far.
My feelings don't get hurt because you're a bitch. It's okay.
Anyways, let's get back to this game. Flacco.
Whoa. What is okay? He's already got it going.
Suck it, Wham.
Yeah. I want 10 of those fucking shirts, and I'm gonna ship them all to Dave. So fuck you, Dave.
We haven't even brought up Wham in this episode, and Jason's the first one to bring it up. Thank you, Jason. Next week, I'm wearing my Swifty shirt.
Shut the fuck up.
And I should have wore it this week, but I'm on a Lions roll, and as long as they keep winning, I'm gonna keep wearing their shit.
Don't wear no Swifty fucking shit.
Anyways, Flacco, 184 yards. Judkins, 82 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Bond, 58 yards receiving. Not much offensively put out by the Browns in this one. Obviously, we kind of smacked them in this game. It felt good,
but we walked away with DJ Reader hurt and Terrion Arnold hurt.
Yes, and from what I'm hearing, Terrion Arnold's going to be fine. DJ Reader
it's a hamstring. It's going to be it's going to be slow, weak, and all that. You don't need to really practice him. Like you don't practice your starters. They get the walkthroughs. They know what they're doing. That's why they're starters. That's why they're making millions of fucking dollars.
Yep, there we go. There we go. I was just going to ask you to highlight that.
No, Dave. Fuck you. I haven't even met you yet, but fuck you. That's all I'm saying.
Dave, I love you.
No, he doesn't. He's lying. He's lying.
You're one of my favorite people. Anyways, yes, DJ Reader, possibly, it's a hamstring issue.
He'll be okay. It's not a season-ending injury.
The other thing that came out this week is they're opening up that window on Aleem McNeil, so he could be back here very soon. And could you imagine him and Tyreek Williams in the center of that line?
You sit him this week because you're not going to need him. Because the Bengals
offense. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't play him again this week.
You let him get another week of rest. You don't need him this week. You don't. The Bengals do not have a great offensive line. They don't have a quarterback. They have 2 good receivers and a decent running back, and their defense is shit. Do not play McNeil this week. You do not need him. Sit him another week. Make sure he's ready to go, whoever they're playing next week. And I think it's the Vikings, if I'm guessing right.
The next week is not the Vikings, it's Chiefs.
Okay. Is it really?
Yep.
Then
we have the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Yep. So you need to bring him to Arrowhead. So that's when you bring him upon.
All right, Jason, if you want to cover whatever I missed there to give a quick recap before we go into picks this week.
Yeah, let's look at the rest of the scores from week 4. I mean, a couple of these will, they'll
start with Thursday because Thursday was fucking bullshit.
Seattle 23, Arizona 20. And then Pittsburgh with a 24-21 win over the Vikings. Atlanta with a 34-27 win over Washington. Buffalo Bills 31, New Orleans Saints 19. The Lions 34-10 winners over Cleveland. Houston blanked Tennessee 26-0. New England spanked the Panthers 42-13. The New York Giants, big 21-18 win over the Chargers. Philadelphia, 31, Tampa Bay, 25. The Rams with a 27-20 win over the Indianapolis Colts. Jacksonville with a 26-21 upset over the San Francisco 49ers. Kansas City, 37, Baltimore, 20. Chicago with a 25-24 win over the Raiders. And then the 40-40 tie between Green Bay and Dallas. Miami finally gets a win, although a very costly one, 27-21 over the
Tyreek.
And then the week capped out with a dominating win, 28-3, Denver over the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, we knew that was going to happen.
That was week 4. So that is going to bring us to week 5. And we will start taking real-time predictions on here so we can keep track.
By the way, real quick before you get on there,
shut up.
We do need the Eric, the patron saint of mediocrity. shirt
No, we
made
don't.
also.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Because I'm going to buy that one.
I will not have my name just, discriminated on that fucking shirt. Dave, fuck you.
I'm totally going to buy that shirt if you make it.
Take your fucking pick, Tim. Who you got winning Thursday night football?
I'm going to take the Rams on this one.
Rams hosting the 49ers.
I'm going to take the Rams. That's a smart move. They're playing good. 49ers don't have fucking their quarterback back or their tight end.
Purdy might be back this week.
Yeah, it might be, but you're still the Rams are playing hot right now. I'm going to take the Rams. Jason, who you got?
I got the Rams as well.
Okay.
All right, the early games for week 5 here. Minnesota Vikings taking on the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, that's a tough one.
What?
Both teams are shit. It's two shitty teams going at each other. If I had to say, boy, you got a backup quarterback in the Vikings, but it's Carson Wentz, so he's not really a backup. He's a starter.
I'm going to take the Vikings all day. They're going to beat the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to take the Vikings.
You know what? I'm going to take the Browns.
Oh, okay.
It's the Vikings all day.
The Browns have statistically the number 1 defense in the league, and I still think Flacco with Judkins, they have the ability to go over the Vikings.
The Vikings have a pretty good defense. They're going to shut down. It doesn't matter. Shut up, Jason. What's your pick?
Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. I'm the winner over here is going to be fucking wrong, but
Dave picked the Browns with me.
Yeah, because Dave's retarded.
Because Dave's smart. He watches a lot of football.
We will also see the Houston Texans playing the Baltimore Ravens.
Fuck, 2 train wrecks.
Well, it depends on if Lamar comes back or not in time. That's the thing. Is that Lamar just?
I don't even think that matters at this point. Houston Texans have fucking fallen off the fucking wheelhouse.
I'm gonna take Ravens. I think the Ravens will win it.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Texans.
I'm with you, Tim. I also am going with Houston.
Okay.
I will be going with the Carolina Panthers when they host the Miami Dolphins.
I'm going to take the Panthers too, just because they had a down week. I think they're going to come up and losing Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins are so unpredictable. I'm going to take the Panthers.
I'm going to take the Panthers too, then, because it's a safe bet. Because if none of us hit that one, we all lose.
It's fair.
The Indianapolis Colts will be hosting the Las Vegas Raiders.
Colts
all day. They're going to have a bounce back game, and the Raiders are not a good team at all.
They're not bad this year, but they're not good. They're kind of on a rebuilding.
You literally just said they're not good, and I said they're not good. So what are you trying to justify?
Pete Carroll is kind of turning that team around. They're a little bit more competitive than they've been in years past.
All right. Denver Broncos will be in Philadelphia to play the Eagles.
In Philly, I'm picking the Eagles.
I'm gonna stick with Philly just because I think they're gonna remain undefeated for a while. And you go into Philly, that's a hard place to win. I'm gonna take Philly.
I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to go with Denver.
Okay. Jason's risking it for the biscuit. I like it.
The New York Giants will be playing the New Orleans Saints.
Fuck, this is a hard one.
The Giants played their new quarterback, and he looked fucking fantastic. I'm gonna pick the Giants. They have a better team. They lost Neighbors, but I think their defense is good enough to hold the Saints. I'm gonna take the Giants. Dexy Sexy's gonna get a couple sacks.
I'm waiting to see what Jason says here.
Giants.
I'm gonna go Saints.
You're wrong, bitch. That's how you're gonna lose the lead. I'm gonna go fucking 16-0 this week.
All right, the Dallas Cowboys will be playing the New York Jets. I'm going to go Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
My heart's telling me the Jets, but my brain's telling me the Cowboys. I'm going to go Cowboys.
Okay. Stand by. And that brings us to the late games on Sunday. The Tennessee Titans will be playing the Arizona Cardinals.
Go Cardinals.
I'm going to take Cardinals. I think they're going to have a bounce back game, losing close to Seattle.
I'm with you. I am also going with Cardinals. I will be going with the Seattle Seahawks when they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
I'm going the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a better team than Seattle.
All
They got a
right.
better quarterback.
They definitely do.
But, okay. The Detroit Lions will be in Cincinnati to play the Bengals.
Lions.
You know,
If Joe Burrow was there, I'd be more hesitant to take the Lions, but Lions.
Jason,
Lions.
just because you guys are going that way, I'm gonna take the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, you're fucking stupid if you make that pick.
All right. The Washington Commanders playing the Los Angeles Chargers.
Chargers,
just because they had a tough loss last week, and even if Jaden Daniels is back, I think the Chargers are going to come back hot. I'm going to take Chargers.
I'm going Washington with this.
Wow. Okay.
Sunday
they don't
night
have a quarterback, Jason.
Huh?
They don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's out injured.
If Jaden Daniels does not come back, they have no one back there.
And McLaurin's not starting yet either. They don't have a quarterback or wide receiver one. If you want to change your mind.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He's going for the upset. Okay.
The Buffalo Bills will be hosting the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football.
I don't see the Bills slipping against the Patriots. I'm going to take the Bills.
This is one of those tough games that I think the Bills are not going to perform the way that they should. And I think Drake May is going to show up in this
I
one.
hope to God you take the New England Patriots.
I'm
I really
still
do.
going to take the Bills, but I think this is going to be a close fucking game. It's going to surprise a lot of people, but I am going to take the Bills.
Josh Allen's going to do Josh Allen things. He's going to dominate.
All right, Monday
Which way
night.
did you go there?
Me? Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. Jacksonville Jaguars will be hosting the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football.
I just want to point out my wife just said "fuck you, Tim" in our chat. So she's a Bills fan. Even me talking badly about him. She's a Josh Allen fan.
Thank you, Amy. Fuck Tim. He's a bitch. We both know it.
All right, so we got this game. Jacksonville's actually been playing pretty well this year. Like surprisingly, they're another one of those teams that's kind of surprising, like Indy, that's coming out a little hot, and playing well thing. But I will always, till the day I die, stick with my Chiefs in this game.
Oh, even next week when the Lions play them?
No, they can lose against the Lions. Every time.
I'll throw my beer at your fucking head for
Kansas City is my second team. Lions are my first. So as long as Kansas City is not playing against the Lions, I will always pick Kansas City.
As much as I want to pick Jacksonville because I hate the Chiefs just because Tim liked them more, I'm going to pick the Chiefs because getting that second receiver back, they definitely showed dominance against Baltimore. They're going to expose Jacksonville this week.
I really want to go against the grain here and go
trust me, I do too.
But because there's food and beer on the line, I got to go with Kansas City on this. Too many weapons to play, against Jacksonville. So I will be going with the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's going to close out Week 5 in the National Football League. So, just as a reminder, Tim is leading the leaderboard right now, 41-23. I am in second place, 37-26, and Eric very close at 36-27. So we'll see.
6-0 this week. I'm gonna fucking take it back.
Eric's about to lose. He's buying me dinner at the end of this. But anyways,
it's both losers.
This is Tim's 30 Seconds of Golf Talk
Eric's
on the
potty break
Sports
time.
Reel podcast, brought to you by the PFC Entertainment Network. I don't have a lot of time because obviously we're running late. Eric, you should just hang out for a second because we're probably pretty close to the fucking end. But he disappeared anyways. I don't have a lot of time to talk about golf. So obviously, Jason has to get to work, but we will talk about the Ryder Cup a little bit. I didn't get to watch as much of it as I wanted to. I did watch some on Saturday, but I did not get to finish out on Sunday. The Europeans won this thing. They kind of smoked us. We fell apart on Friday. I'm sorry. In my opinion, I don't think the teams were really set up all that well against their opponents. I don't know why you didn't have Scotty Scheffler against Rory in fucking Tommy Fleetwood. That made no sense to me. Anywhere you put Scotty, that's where I would go. But actually,
Scotty Bugatti.
the which not surprising, but I think the best player on the American side this weekend was Bryson DeChambeau. He played well all 3 days. But yeah, the Europeans ran away with this thing. Rory played his ass off all weekend long. Tommy Fleetwood played well. Pretty much everybody on the European side played really well. And we had some strugglers on the U.S. side. So we don't get to have another shot at this until 2027 because it's not an every year thing. It's an every few year thing that they do the Ryder Cup. But you know, Scotty, he played well. He just, I don't think he played like the number one golfer in the world. You know, Scotty doesn't know, so don't tell Scotty. We won't do that. Thank you, Dave. You know, always count on Dave there. But anyways, yeah. So big, you know, congratulations to the Europeans. The one thing I do have to say is all the people who usually cheer on Rory throughout the season, who goes all well, and they're all talking mad shit to him at the course. Good for you, because I love shit talking. I mean, we do that here every week, and I'm sure Rory didn't take offense to it. He had some fun flipping some people off and giving it right back to him. So it's all in fun. Talk a little shit. Just don't take that shit too far. Some people were taking it a little too far just because we were rooting on the Americans and we had Rory there. I just want to say, Rory spends probably fucking 70% of his time in the U.S. here. He's an honorary American, and we love fucking Rory McIlroy. So don't talk too much shit.
Says you, not me, bitch.
Bit. Well, you don't even watch golf, so you don't count.
I drink, though.
Anyways, so yeah, congratulations to the Europeans. You guys did a great job. I wish I had more time to cover a little bit more, but unfortunately, football is more important. At least this time of the year, because obviously the golf season is pretty much over. So yeah, that was Tim's 30 Seconds of Golf Talk on the Sports Real Podcast, brought to you by the PFC Entertainment Network. Damn it. What did you do? You hit the button. I hit the button. Now we have too many fucking button pushing. Stop hitting buttons. You don't even know what the buttons are. What about this one? Hold on.
I hit 2 at once.
Oh, hold on. Jason's got to do this one now.
What's this one do?
No, this one has a purpose.
We don't need
Dave is on the line. You got to give him the PBA update.
What's this one do? I like that one.
Hang on, let me see if there's anything real quick.
Hold on, let me hit it again because Eric fucked it all up. The PBA update brought to you by Jason Clouse on the Sports Real Podcast, brought to you by the PFC Entertainment Network.
Brian Dennis posthumously voted to receive the 2025 PBA 50 Dick Weber Sportsmanship Award.
What the fuck?
There's your PBA report.
Yes.
Just for you, Dave.
This is a scoring update. The Boston Red Sox have now taken a 2-1 lead over the New York Yankees. They're in the middle of the seventh inning stretch, as it were. 2-1 Boston on top of New York. That game is being shown on ESPN, followed by the Cincinnati Reds and the Los Angeles Dodgers. That will start at 9:08. With that, we appreciate everybody who tuned in here tonight live across the platforms of the PFC network, and those who are going to be listening on the RSS feed later on this morning, or tomorrow morning, I guess I should say. Do us a favor, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow button, share the page for us. We would really appreciate it. And with that, go out this week. Be awesome to yourselves and to each other. We'll see you next week right here on the Sports Real Podcast on the PFC Entertainment Network.
Go Lions.
Eat 'em up, Tigers, baby.
Yeah. And go curling.